Hello and welcome to this course on building an awesome CA fresher resume. In this video, we will discuss a framework that one needs to keep in mind while building an awesome CA fresher resume. In this video, we will be discussing some do's and don'ts that you need to keep in mind while building your resume. So let's start looking at these points one by one. The first point is always keep the recruiter in mind. Now, what do I mean by that? I have seen so many CA fresher resumes where they load it up with so much of technical jargon in the first half page that it becomes difficult for the recruiter to understand. Always keep in mind that the first person that your resume is going to come into contact with is not a chartered accountant. He is an HR person. He or she is a recruiter and not really a chartered accountant. So when you build your resume, make sure that you keep it simple and precise in such a way that the recruiter is able to easily understand the information. Make the recruiter's life easier, and in turn, they will make your life easier by shortlisting you on priority. The second point is importance of keywords. Just don't load your resume with all the information or paragraphs or phrases which not really mean anything. You need to keep in mind that recruiters are time constrained. When they search for candidates on portals or on LinkedIn, they will not type all the detailed information that you're putting in your resume. They will look for keywords, and then basis these keywords, they will shortlist their candidates. More the appropriate keywords you have, the better are your chances to rank higher in the shortlisting when the recruiter is searching on the portal. If you do not have enough keywords or the right keywords, you're likely to rank lower in the listing when a recruiter searches for the candidate list on the portal. Remember the 6-second test. My wife is a recruiter, and I can tell you that her life is very hard. It is very difficult to find the right candidates. To give you a rough estimate, the average shortlisting to selection ratio is 100 is to 1, which means that my wife has to go through 100 resumes to shortlist 10 candidates, out of which 6 or 7 people will turn up for the interview. Then the best 3 are selected, and probably one candidate is selected out of that. So the shortlisting to selection ratio is 100 is to 1, which means the recruiter has less and less time to go through your resume in detail. A recruiter, on an average, will look at the top part of your resume, spend 6 to 10 seconds looking at the top portion or the top half page of your resume, and then decide whether he or she wants to read the resume further or no. So make sure that your resume has important elements in the first half of the page and it passes the 6-second test. Keep your resume clutter free. Don't overload it with information. I have seen so many complicated resumes where they're trying to make use of every corner of the page available and try to cramp everything into one page. Just make sure you're keeping it clutter free and keeping it to the point and making the recruiter's life easier. Don't make them search for information everywhere. The next point is grammatical accuracy. I can't stress enough how important this point is. Make sure that you have zero grammatical mistakes in your resume. I want to share a story with you here that I once got a resume from a CA fresher who wanted to apply for a taxation department in our company, and you won't believe he had written 4 times the taxation word in his resume and he had spelt it wrong all the 4 times. Now, if you are a chartered accountant trying to apply for a position in taxation, you can't be getting the taxation spelling wrong. So please make sure that you double check and triple check your resume and make sure that there are absolutely zero grammatical mistakes in your resume. Remember that your resume is a marketing document. If you have seen any ads in the newspaper, the objective of those ads is to bring you to the store to come and buy the product or come and check out the product. So that's what you exactly need to do with your resume. You don't need to fill in all the information, but you have to fill in just the right amount of information to generate curiosity and you are being called for the interview. Again, I want to stress upon the point here that please keep your resume brief. The purpose of the resume is not to select you as a candidate. So if you put enough achievements or degrees on your resume, it's not that you will be selected as a candidate. The purpose of the resume is just to get a call. So make sure you put the right amount of information and not try to cramp up all the achievements and all the audit queries and all the good work that you have done in the resume. It's not required. The purpose of the resume is to get a call. You can impress the interviewer with all your achievements during the interview. The next point is be authentic, be you. I have seen so many chartered accountants do a very poor job in building their resume. All they do is just get some friend's resume or a senior's resume and try to change a few things here and there and make their resume ready. I can guarantee you that once the interviewer starts grilling you on that resume, you will not be confident. So make sure that you prepare each and every word in your resume and make sure you are aware about it so that you do not feel nervous when you're giving the interview. I hope you understand my point. The resume should reflect what you are as a person. It has happened so many times with me that the resume has so much of information, and but when the candidate turns up in front of me, it's not matching with any of the information that he has mentioned. My point here is that you have to live that experience what you have mentioned on your resume. So that resume has to reflect you as a person and a professional. So that's why be authentic, be you. So now that you have these important do's and don'ts in mind, in the coming videos, we will work on building a resume step by step. So how are we going to do it? You are going to open a blank Word document along with me and we will prepare your resume together. We will discuss section by section as to what needs to be included and what needs to be excluded so that by the end of this course, you have an awesome CA Fresher resume all built by your own hands. Next, I'll also give you some value added tips to be included in the resume so that you can enhance your probability to get a call. I'll also share with you some tips to structure your resume in such a way that you can give your interviews confidently when you reach that point. I'll also share with you some quick tips to optimize your LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn has become a very important tool these days for recruiters to hire. Also, even if the recruiter is looking at your resume for all the information, the recruiter is most likely to go and cross check it with your LinkedIn profile or try and find some skills and recommendations in your LinkedIn profile to support your candidature. So that's why keeping an optimum and up-to-date LinkedIn has become a prerequisite today. So I'll help you optimize your LinkedIn profile as well. So please keep all these points in mind. So that's it in this video. We have a lot of ground to cover. And in the coming videos, let's start building your awesome CA Fresher resume step by step. See you in the next video.